see something spicy here on round 1. Perhaps double Mustang? Would that be an idea?
I mean, I think it could be. I've been pretty high on Mustangs lately. I think, he is prepared to go aggro. I think Mustangs go quite well alongside Arclights, just really making sure you have really consistent chaff clear. But we'll see. He's got a lot of options with quick supply.
Whoa. Wait, is this... Okay, is either Fairy here aware of the heat map?
That would be pretty crazy. This reminds me of Horrible Will, where he's got the 2 storm collars on one side.
Yeah, that was my second question. It's either he's aware of the heat map and he expects Saber to be played aggro, or Horrible Will has been onto something, according to Fairy, and he's trying to copy that playstyle.
Yeah. Definitely interesting. Nice to see the iteration, though, because, standard is kind of repetitive until things get mixed up. One day we discovered Arclight Worm and things got spicy again. Now we got a bit of a reset, but man, maybe there's some innovation happening.
Man, I remember the old days of when ASIM standard was kind of commonplace because of the Phoenix openers. It used to be really fun to play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bittersweet that it's gone. I think it was a little bit too strong, but it definitely made some interesting starts.
Yeah. Oh, but I quite like this. So both players here are going to go standard, I guess, picking comfort here over the risks of an aggro board.
Yeah, very spread out from Doxun as well. Kind of cool.
Yeah, going triple crawler immediately. So utilizing 150 of his additional 200 resources on round 1.
Yep, definitely not a bad move. You want to get that experience going on basically all the units, but especially the Arclights.
And Saber's well poised there to take down the Arclights, but after that, they're kind of going to get stuck on these Fangs. Arclights arriving a little bit too late. Right side is
the
fine,
crawlers,
obviously, but ooh.
Yeah, crawlers doing quite well. The storms covered each other, which is nice. It's really sweet when the storm callers kill the crawlers for you like that.
And is this going to be enough? Is the Saber tanky?
Yeah.
To survive just about. Oh my days.
Nice. 200 damage there for Doxun. Again, this is low HP starts.
Yeah, I think even if the Saber died, the Arclight probably would have clutched up, but always nice to deal an additional 200.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what cards do we have here? We have a cheap beacon. Looks like Flower Fairy snaps it up. Meanwhile, we get the advanced shield device from Doxun. I kind of favor the shield device a little bit more than the mobile beacon, I suppose.
Yeah, advanced shield is just really good in the late game because you'll often have to almost shield every round because of potential oil cheeses or spells showing up. But the mobile beacon is good. I feel like a lot of people kind of sleep on it or don't realize that it is in fact cheaper than the one that's available on Tower. So you get a little bit of econ by picking it.
For sure. Look at that mobile beacon use. He's like, I need my Arclight late. He just doesn't want to get sniped by that Stormcaller and Sabertooth once again. So kind of a cool use immediately.
Wow. Lots of shenanigans going on. Double Phoenix pickup is very powerful here, though. And double Stormcaller from Doxun means that he cannot shoot up. So no matter what happens on the ground, this will be a default win for Fairy.
Yeah, for sure. Probably going to pick up quite a bit of experience on the Phoenixes. And dealing 400 at least ain't too bad either.
Looks like it won't be too much more than that. Although I say that these Phoenixes are getting rid of all of the units, taking the towers.
They're so fast, right? They just kill everything so quickly that it looks like a full Storm Pack going to be surviving alongside the Phoenixes.
And this is interesting to see, a higher tempo playstyle from Fairy. Kind of something that we're not that accustomed to, I would say.
Kind of interesting drops here, by the way. There's the 2 giants that certainly can carry. I mean, there's even Fortress to counter the Phoenixes maybe, but then you got some, the marksmen there. Certainly not a bad option. And then the Hounds, which none of them went for.
I understand the marksman pickup here for Doxun. It honestly does well into the Phoenixes that were already on the board, and I think it does pretty well into Melter too, which is exactly what Fairy went for.
Yeah, can we discuss this Melter pick? He's already in Phoenixes. I suppose he's cognizant that Melter and Fortress were offered, so the Melter would be really good against Fortress, for example. But what do you make of that?
Yeah. I guess that he is afraid of Fortress. I know 201 has this thing where anytime you buy two Phoenixes, like Fortress AA in their minds will be like top of the shelf. Like they
Hmm.
are very happy to click that. So I wonder if he's guessing that that's going to be the same for Doxun and he might just pick up the Fortress preemptively.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely an interesting read because, like, I felt like the other choices were extremely strong, like particularly the marksman and the hounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I think picking Marksman is probably the safest here. It feels a little bit bad because you already had the Phoenixes, but you can always sell out of them and then play some type of Marksman board.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to tell who's got the advantage on this particular round. We can see the marksman connecting on the phoenixes, so maybe left side clutching out here. We have like a rogue melter coming in, maybe eventually going to get the tower, but taking lots of damage from the Stormcaller.
And keep in mind, these arc lights from Doxun already have range, and they're doing a great job of clearing the path for these marksmen. And the Melter won't even get to take the tower.
Yeah, okay. Decent little win there for Doxun, striking back.
All right, round 4. Anything of interest?
Oh my gosh, a bunch of spells. I mean, it's round 4. I don't think you're taking Lightning Storm. EMP pretty dang good later on. I think it's way too early for Photon. So I think it is between the two spells that the players chose.
You know, I kind of liked Storm here for Doxun. It's
Kills a lot,
weird,
yeah.
but there's so much stuff to hit on the left side.
Yeah, I do see your point. Like 2 Phoenixes and 2 Storm packs, right? Like plus you get the
Yeah,
chaff and the arc lights. Like that's pretty
and you'll
dang
get it
good.
back on round
9
9.
yeah. Yeah. I think it was playable, but man, you'd be feeling pretty weak on round 5 through 8.
Yeah, perhaps, but I feel like you just completely decimate the opponent on this round. But either
Yeah,
way, didn't
definitely.
go for it. Just takes the electromagnetic impact. Has a shorter cooldown too, so we'll probably see that put to use once more in the future.
Yeah, for sure. It's got such a short cooldown. Like it's just an EMP is just like uniquely powerful, and it's kind of good against a flying force as well. Like, you know, if they go for energy shields or any techs at all, it's just gone.
Speaking of techs, immediate range here as well on the marksman for Doxun. Range now on the arc lights has been matched for Fairy, and still kind of unsure, I guess, what his comp is meant to be. He's got those phoenixes, the melters and techs. Like, there's multiple
Hmm.
directions he can go in, but he has to make a choice. Could also be some type of worm board. Like, how would you feel about that?
Yeah, I could see it. Like, you know, they're good against marksmans, and the sabers haven't been taking their levels, so I think it could be good. My main concern for Doxon at this moment is that he didn't add more chaff clear. He just added chaff, it looks like, and took the range on his arc lights. So we'll see. I mean, the blue arc light on the left is killing the white arc light on the left. So I mean, whenever that happens, I think that's really good for the player with the level advantage.
Yeah,
Look at
and
his
for now at
wasp though.
least, yeah, the wasp drop is kind of annoying here. Left side was looking kind of good, but this is allowing the phoenixes to get in and lock onto the marksman.
Yeah, check out the lack of chaff clear. That's such a problem there. Oof, that's a
Yeah,
lot
the
of
other issue
damage.
is a lot of this chaff from Flower Fairy is late fangs,
Yeah,
which is hard to deal with for arc lights as well.
yeah, definitely. That's why you want your arc lights
Wow.
pretty far back. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, the storm was a little bit too expensive on round 4, but Ion Blast gets an insta pick from both players on round 5.
It is funny how that works, huh?
Perhaps a testament to how powerful this spell can be. Also has that lower cooldown, which is very nice.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really tricky skill to use, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's better for either of the players here.
Yeah, I think if like the perfect ions occur, I think Doxon's usage to kill the phoenixes and the storms is probably a little bit better. Hard to say
And
though.
man, look at this. Just a crawler purchase so far from Doxon. Double Fang already. Look at that all the way on the back
Oh
line
man.
for Fairy. He knows that Doxon is struggling right now with these late fangs, and he's just adding more of them.
Yeah, so hard to deal with that. You really need your arc lights to be like pretty far back. so that the crawlers come to them and they stay far back and don't get sniped off by, those phoenixes or storms, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and in the past, like you could spam storms kind of and go for incendiary bomb, but when you do
Yeah,
that this
these
early
days.
on, sometimes it's tricky with all of the interception.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're advanced shielding. Look at that value. 50%, or sorry, 40% more shield value there. Still gonna die though, right?
Yeah, it will go down, but it probably at least will like save this marksman and the storm callers. And
Yeah.
honestly, the other units might advance out of it.
Oh, it's gonna be close. It's gonna kill something.
Oh, it will kill all three storms actually.
Marksman does live though, like you said.
Well, the other one almost walks into it, but luckily the ion beam ends at the right time. Looks like it was slightly better though for Doxun. Seems to have stabilized with the addition of the arc lights as well, and might even get to keep a shield.
Yeah, that's the question right now. It's honestly, I can't tell if he's gonna keep the shield. I guess the marksman locked on, but that's a just that's oh, that is the level 3 marksman. Man, that melting point is tanky.
Yeah, well, without the melting point, this advanced shield is not going to go down to the Stormcallers, I don't think. We'll even get the
Yeah.
tower to secure the
Okay.
round.
That's a pretty
Doxon
good round
bouncing
there.
back. It's a very close affair right now.
Yeah. All right, we get some crazy drops here. I think Wasp is like the biggest like diversification the players can go for, but not necessarily the best choice. Yeah, Doxon likes the Farseer here.
I mean, it's either you pick the Wasp or you try to deal with them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Because
guess he's
neither
gonna do it through the
player.
Farseer and
Wow,
Mustangs.
no, even Mustangs.
Okay.
Very respectful of the drop, but I guess you can almost guarantee that Wasp will be showing up.
Do you think that the Farseer has some importance here just for like EMP eventually later on?
Yeah, I would say that it does. I would say it does. I think Farseer is like one of the better units to apply EMP with, obviously because it's like super cheap, but you don't need much other investment into it. Like it has good base range, so it tends to just stay safer than other units. And yeah, has like pretty like solid matchup into Melter.
Yeah, it makes sense. He doesn't have EMP on the marksman, so that's not an option. You can't really tech Stormcallers these days very safely due to anti-missile technology stuff. And then arc lights, like they just don't level like they used to, right? So you don't get as much range through the elite marksman tech.
Yeah, it certainly has gotten a lot more difficult. You kind of need the smart Arclight card to make that work.
Yeah.
And speaking of teching storms, I mean, it's not happening on the other side, but you certainly can buy them if you're Fairy. Adding 2 more storms to the field.
Yeah, he had 3 on the previous round, and he's up to 4 now. So he's just been like trickling them in, which is kind of surprising to me. I don't know, some players like Scion and Flower Fairy really like to go up to those like 3 or 4 storms.
But now with triple range Mustang, like this might just be 3 more Mustang into intercept next turn, no?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Honestly, I really like just having Mustangs in these like mid to late game battles. Like they just feel like superior chaff sometimes to me. Since, sure you get half the bodies of like a crawler, but they deal so much damage and so much utility before they eventually die.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And sometimes they can even like kind of help out with some of the DPS that's required to take down melters.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're
Speaking of
collapsing. That's a
which,
blue melter, but no problem
yeah, those marksmen hit hard. Level 4,
with
about
a
to be level
level.
5.
Yeah. And he's got elite marksman, by the way. That's actually something important to point out.
Yeah, would you go elite here or would you go double shot?
Good question. Elite must be worth it with some of those high levels, right?
Yeah, I guess if you have 4 levels, then you're basically at the same damage total, but without the loss of DPS or the
Hmm.
loss of attack interval.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, big difference here. Smoke versus nuke. Now, is there potential to one shot here with the nuke? Is that what Doxon's thinking? Or maybe he's just
Gonna
thinking
be
like,
tough.
I don't smoke here because it'll just get shielded.
Yeah, I feel like Fairy was the one advancing more though, but
Yeah, EMP is
landing the
back.
nuke is big.
The EMP at the same time as nuke. That's actually relevant to point out, right?
Yeah, I mean, it won't fully kill the shield. I'm a little concerned that nothing might hit that shield on the right side, but we'll have to see how it turns out.
I mean, the marksmen have insane range. They just need to walk like a good 40 meters forward, and then they should be able to target something, unless the chaff just like trickles in perfectly.
Doxun will need to shield forward here, though, because if this smoke lands, it's a disaster for
I
both this
know
round and the next.
it's so bad, but like he's advanced shield. He saw that there was spells offered. Like you got a shield, right? I mean, he's a strong standard player. He knows what's up. Here they come, right to left, not very far forward, but good enough.
Wow, and it's not going to be the marksmen that get elite first, but the arc lights.
Not sure if that's.
Oh no, we have 3
Oh.
helipad blue arcs. Is that the forbidden
uh,
formation?
yeah, we'll see how that does.
I heard of
Hopefully,
Rhino Blender, but not of Arclight Blender.
yeah. Well, oh, the nuke goes through. Was the shield broke? I wasn't watching. I was looking at the
No,
arc
it was
lights.
still in place.
Oh man. Okay, not great. The
Yeah,
smoke
this is
is
what I was
like,
worried about. Like, there's no marksman on the right side apart from the one blue guy, so there was just no DPS to break the shield.
yeah, very unfortunate. And there's just a ton of HP remaining here for Flower Fairy. A blue melter and 2 whites backed up by storms, arc light. The Phoenix goes down, but not a very important unit there. Well,
And that's
that
a big
puts,
round,
yeah, that puts him way ahead, I'd say.
especially with the smoke still lingering partially
Mm-hmm.
and Doxon going for the way more expensive spell.
100%. Well, here we're looking at either a really, really tanky melter, if Flower Fairy likes to pick up the portable shield, or the nano, I suppose. Or you've got the big EMP blast.
I mean, it is a really good spell. I think for both players it makes sense to go for, but actually,
How do you
Flower
kill
Fairy
that
just going for
melter?
the item. Yeah, it has gone a bit out of control, hasn't it? Level 3 with a nano now.
Yeah, that's healing like a good like 6,000 HP per second. I mean, that's pretty hard to chew through.
Well, we get EMP now, aside from the elite that was picked up last round on the arc lights. That is a very good tech against melters.
Yeah, that's true. That will be really helpful. We got the fire on the storms as well. Oh my god, look at all the arc lights on the helipad. I know they're being moved, but like that is so funny.
I mean, it might not be the worst, honestly. Like, at least it's avoiding the smoke on the left side.
Yeah, true. Man, we need Doxon's out of money and there's like not very many bubbles. It feels like round 8 with advanced shield.
Wow. I mean,
Hmm.
this is risky from Doxon. Like,
Yeah,
there
we can
was the big EMP, remind you. Like,
yeah.
if Fairy went for
100%.
it, like, the whole army here would have been EMP'd.
Yeah, it's such a good thing to point out. Now the oil gets lit. There is the fire smoke. The fire from the storm callers. All the chaff is running into on the right. Even the Mustangs can be falling into it. You can see that on the right. Really unfortunate there. Giga Melter running forward. He's EMP'd. He's going to be a tanky machine. And it's looking pretty good for Flower Fairy here.
Yeah, Doxon probably quite happy that the EMP landed. The one thing is, items can't get EMP'd, so that Nano is still working as hard as it can. And I mean, I can't even see the Melter HP going down, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be game 1 going to Flower Fairy in a somewhat
Melting
convincing
points.
fashion. Yeah, melting points OP. I mean, I like the way Doxon played it in the early to mid.
And we saw a transition out of Phoenix into Melter.
Yeah.
I wonder if like more Stormcallers could have done anything for Doxon.
Yeah, maybe they're just value. Like, if we click on them, yeah, they dealt a ton of damage. The one on the right got the golden badge. So maybe that's the key there. Flower Fairy going up to 4, Doxon staying at only 2 against a giant board.